Hey, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. It's December 16th. Most of the flowers from the big bloom a couple weeks ago are mostly faded or completely gone at this point. But we have a couple things still coming up. And at least in the tent, spring is right around the corner. We usually start to see new growth in January, so never far from new stuff happening. Sig Nos Cory has shut all of its pollen, almost all of it, and you can see the first flower is turning very pale lemon yellow there and starting to fold up. So that'll probably take a week or more for all those flowers to fade. Next to it we have Hal Bobo pretty much finished his newest leaf, quite a bit bigger than the last one. It's still not done. That's really encouraging, and I hope to divide Hal and maybe sell the back half of Hal in the spring. Sig Nos Bronzeixon has continued working on its second spike. Looks like it's going to be good. It's holding on to its leaves because I keep watering it. But if I think by January or so, I'm going to stop watering it. All the other Cattleya types I've stopped watering completely. Speaking of, we've got two Rebecca Northens here. This is grapefruit pink, still looking very cute. However, this one, Aurora, has already started dropping flowers. The good news is Aurora has a second spike back here. We're going to see some more flowers from it. Although it did have another one hit something going on down here, but it's decided it doesn't want to continue with that. Modia Jumbo World is, well, it has 3 spikes in full bloom and then a 4th spike that was quite a bit behind the others. So I have a feeling that the older spikes are going to be fading before that one starts blooming out. Dendrobium, you can see all the little spikes on it. And yeah, it's true. When I was given a division of this plant, it was 3 leaves. Just 3 little leaves, that was it. So, but it's been a few years. And I'm going to repot that, I think, after it blooms into something better than that. This is what I like my Cattleya to look like this time of year. A bulb in a dry pot. That's what I like. Gives the other plants plenty of light. They kind of are space hogs during the growing season. Right next to we got Rebecca Northen Mikabi. Last week I was like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen any pest in my tent. Well, turns out I noticed that the upper flowers on Mikabi were starting to fade. The buds were starting to fade. And I was like, oh gosh, what's going on? So I get in there and start looking, and there were teeny tiny little reddish spots. And I got my Q-tip in there and I wiped it against one and it came off. And then I wiped it against another one and it came off. And then I realized some type of little bug was sucking away at this spike. And you can see down here at the base how it looks like it's been kind of burnt or drained. And so I took it to the sink and sprayed it with water to try to knock as many of them off as I could. And throughout the week I've been knocking them off, but as you can see, the damage is done. They've pretty much destroyed that spike. So there's a second spike coming and I'm watching it. Any little reddish spots on it, I'm wiping them off. And I do have a predatory mite population in here. What happens is in winter, it's drier and the predatory mites like moisture. So they tend to hide out deeper in the pots. And so I don't see that they'd be venturing out on a branch like this, especially since this plant is completely dried out. And this plant has been lifted above the other plants so that it's for predatory mites to be effective, you kind of need all your leaves and pots and stuff touching each other so they can roam around and move from plant to plant as they hunt for things to eat. So for some reason that wasn't happening, and I guess I learned a lesson. It's interesting. I didn't see any mites during the growing season, so they must have really been hiding out. Anyway, so that's it. Let's see. This is the little Cloecia that I got in the mail last week. It's dropped. It looks like it's going to drop all of its leaves, and I'm going to let it dry out. We're going to do a dormancy with a seedling. It looks like it's got plenty of stuff stored up in these little bulbs, and we're just going to keep it dry until we start seeing new growth in the spring. Rincolellia Aristocrat, you might be able to see the bud in the sheath down here. Very exciting. And this is my Cattleya Mayu, and you can see the new growth is coming out wonky, and it's got some yellowish black yuckiness at the top of this growth. So that tells me that somehow nutrients are not able to make it to the tip. So something's keeping nutrients from getting there. Either that, or I'm not watering or fertilizing enough. But I know that this plant is not, I think it probably does have a fungal infection in the rhizome, and it's just kind of been fighting it off for a while. But I might try to give it a little bit more water, because it clearly, when the growth comes out all wrinkly and stunted like that, something's not getting in where it needs to be. Next to it we have Rincolellia Cattleya Jessie Lee, and you can see Jessie Lee's newest leaf is actually quite a bit bigger than previous ones, so that's great. It's finally gotten a root system on it, and I'm hoping that its next bloom will be nice and we can see Jessie Lee's beautiful peachy orange flowers that she's known for. And everything else is seedlings. We're just watching seedlings, making sure that they don't dry out. I've noticed that some of my seedlings, maybe that they stay too dry, they develop this kind of brown wrinkliness in the leaves, and I've had that happen on my little Dowianas here. You can see it on the side of the pseudobulb there. You can see it in the middle of the leaf on this Bosfeldiana. You can see it on this little Dowiana as well, just this brown weirdness on the leaf here. And yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's moisture related. So I have been kind of neglecting the seedlings. I lost a few of them last year because I was watering them every day, and I wasn't paying attention to the water staying in the little nooks and crannies and slowly rotting them out from the bottom or inviting fungal infection. So this year I've taken the opposite approach. I'm really keeping them dry, and I think I'm seeing the effects of that. So Cattleya labiata looks like it's on its way out, but I love how it holds on. It holds on to its lip until the very end. But that's been nice. It's been in bloom since November 29th. Today's December 16th. And then just down here real quick, my Nepenthes Steno, it's been growing new pitchers steadily larger and larger. Here's this one, and then this one. And then this one looks like it's going to be quite a bit bigger than even the previous one, so that's super exciting. Really fun to grow, and pretty colors there. My little Raja by Velosa seedlings are still doing okay. Really exciting. There's 6 with seed leaves now, and 2 more on the way. And then there's 2 more seeds in there that I'm hoping are still going to sprout. So that would give me 10, which would be fantastic. And then my little Nepenthes Pervillier, doing a little bit better. It's weird how it'll put out a long leaf, and then a short leaf, and then a fat leaf, and then a skinny leaf, and they're all kind of different sizes. Then down here we got Raja by Edwardsiana. Nice green leaves. I repotted it into a mix instead of just pure sphagnum. Now it's in like peat, perlite, pumice, chopped sphagnum, a little bit looser. So that is it for today. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time right here on My Green Pets. I'm William Green. See ya.